Hi, girlies. Welcome to Book Please Podcast. It's Elina here.
Hey guys, it's Amanda.
Our worst nightmare happened last week.
Oh, recording.
I will never forget the trauma I still have at this moment in time. We did everything the same way we always do. We hit record. We took the memory cards home. We uploaded everything. And then my camera just was saying like it was a corrupt file, like error in the file. So what we should have done.
It can't happen again.
We had to. I know. Listen, cameras. Listen. You get one. You get 1 day off. That's it. Like enough. You know what we should have done? We uploaded last week. Thank you everyone for bearing with us. We just did an audio only episode. But what we should have done, now that I think about it, because we had you on, we should have just put the whole episode up with just your beautiful face.
Yeah, I would have loved that.
We just have your beautiful face the whole time. You know what's so funny? The owner of the studio said to me, but I didn't even tell you because I was like, I'm disregarding the bullshit that he's telling me now. What? He told me, he said, I'm sorry if you're listening on the security footage. We love you. Great studio, AV Club Studios, Fort Lauderdale. He goes,
to be determined.
He goes, well, how about like just upload like when it's your turn to talk? I just upload like a still of you each time, like a picture.
Oh, you would have loved that.
Imagine. I'm like, we fucking talked for an hour back and forth. Like, do you know how long that would? I was like, Senor, I need this up by tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
Listen, he was brainstorming.
Could you imagine? It's just like a still of me like frozen, like, and you're like talking and moving around. And I'm just like, it's just like photos every time. Everyone's gonna think there's a glitch in the episode. I should have just put your beautiful face on the whole time.
I would say next time, but it's not going to happen again.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what? Let's leave it at that.
Yes.
We have some great things that happened to both of us this past week.
You first. Yours is so much more exciting.
You first.
Mine is simple. Yours is like...
No.
Okay, mine will be quick.
Okay.
So I started a new job today.
Yay! Congrats.
Thanks.
I want to clap on the mic, but I don't know what that's going to do to our listeners. Oh, wait. We have... No, I'm not
Let's
even
not
gonna,
even
no.
risk it.
We won't use our soundboard.
It'll be like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, we're not going to use our soundboard to hit the wrong button, and then it's going to cause me editing trauma. Great job. Yay. Yay.
All right, now shut up.
Yay. Okay.
Yes, so exciting. It's what I do. It's recruiting, just in a different field. I'll be in ad tech. So I'm excited. And everyone I've met so far has been great. I've been spending all day working on trainings. And you know, like when you first join, you go through. And I'm like, wow, I didn't realize training could be so many hours.
Oh my God, it's so many hours. It's draining. And it's always like icebreakers and fun facts. And you're like, what the fuck is fun about me? Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, it's just so much. I always have such like a trauma when I always say this to people because once like these days stop. I mean, I know like it's your field and everything, but it's like sometimes you're just adjusting and it's like panic and you're like, oh my God, like what am I doing? This is hard. This is scary. And I'm always like, no, like the first few months, like you have to give yourself grace. Like even if you're working remotely, like the analogy still works. Like you're still learning where the bathroom is essentially. You know what I mean? So like you don't know anything. So you have to give yourself every time I start a new job, even if it's like now I could do it in my sleep, I will always like have a breakdown in the beginning or cry or something. And I'm like overwhelmed. But then you just realize like, okay, no, like this is.
Yeah. After the first week, I feel like you're like, okay, getting the groove. I'm learning a lot. And then my last company, you know, it didn't really hit me like how sad I would be till like the last day.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like so many people saying they'll miss me. I even had one person that's one of our VPs. And he's like, I'm really sad you're leaving. He's like, you know, when I'm having a shitty day and you ping me, like, I just feel so much better.
Oh, my God. That's how I feel when you message me every second.
Are we having a moment?
You're the light of my days. But, yeah, no, it's true because it's like if you think about it, like these people in your life, like you spend every day with them. And it's like a whole new normal. And then it's like you close the computer and that world is gone.
Yeah.
But, like,
literally.
Cheers to new chapters, more money, honey, new experiences, onwards and upwards. You deserve this. You are so amazing at what you do. You're a light. You're an amazing person. You're a bad bitch at work. You're everything and more. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. I just feel like, you know, and it was like a nice little birthday gift to myself, too. I was like, yay, starting a new job, growing in my role.
Yes.
So it's exciting. Okay. Now your turn.
Okay, you guys. No, I'm very excited for you, okay?
Thank you.
You guys, I don't even know how to start this off, but if you tuned in last week,
just peep the shirt.
Peep the shirt. I'm wearing Eras Tour merch, Taylor Swift.
She got it on Etsy.
No, I got it at the fucking concert. So literally hours before there was a contest winner announced, I was recording last week. If you tuned into last week's episode, which I know you all did, I was talking Amanda's ear off about how I'm manifesting winning this Taylor Swift concert, and I've been talking about it for 2 years, like how I'm going to Eras. Tickets are thousands. I have no plan, but I ordered my outfit. I was so sure I was going. I believed it in every sense of the word. I even claimed on this podcast last week, like, I am going to win this contest. And I specifically pictured myself winning that exact contest. And I swear, manifestation, positivity, speaking something into existence, I am living proof. Hours after we ended our recording session, I went home. I was wearing a Taylor sweatshirt. I believed and I achieved. I looked down at my fucking phone and I have a message and it said, "Congratulations, Elina. You are the winner of not only 2 tickets to Eras Tour." Who wins? Like, who the fuck wins this shit? I did.
Yeah.
2 tickets to Eras Tour, a 2-night stay at Flow Fort Lauderdale. Thank you guys for a beautiful stay, and Uber transportation to and from the show. Like, did I seriously? I'm like, am I dreaming? I was like, if I'm blacked out somewhere, leave me. Let me believe this is my reality, because I actually won. Mm-hmm. I could not believe it. I did it all. I had a beautiful weekend at Flow Fort Lauderdale. Also, shout out to Shelly Teal and Fort Lauderdale Downtown. Those accounts on Instagram are awesome. If you're local or if you're visiting Fort Lauderdale, they were all a part of giving me my Eras Tour weekend. Mm-hmm. I can't even believe I'm talking about this right now. Like, it's like last weekend I was like, stay tuned. And I literally did win. Yeah. And my cousin Joanna, shout out to her spontaneity. And she just jumped on a plane, has spent the weekend with me. We went to Eras. I'm forever changed. It was everything and more that I could have ever dreamt. And it's like my cousin turned to me at one point during the concert and we were both like choked up and emotional and like, it's just like, you can't even believe it's real that you're here. And she just like looks at me and she was like, you know what it is? Like, you're singing out loud in your car and you have all these years and these memories that this music is connected to. She's like, and now we're here singing it with her. And I was like, oh my God. It was unreal. Taylor as a performer, like 50 songs, everything was live. She sang everything live while dancing, forget it. It was an incredible experience. Played guitar, played piano. She acted like this is her like first show ever. Like, she was so humble and like energetic and her voice was so crisp. It's like, bitch, I went on night 2 in Miami. She did it the night before, that night, and the night after. And it was as if I was like, you did this last night. Like, we couldn't even, the next day we were dead. I was like, my feet are swollen from walking and standing. Like, how on earth? Like, I give her major
credit. For those prices, she better
work. But the problem is that's not hers.
Well, no, yes,
those
I
are
know that.
Resale prices.
People are paying them. So like, gotta give them that show.
Yeah.
But when you texted me that you won, I was like, is this Photoshop?
Yeah.
And I was like, let me call her.
That is so funny. I called my cousins. We were cackling. Like, I called my cousin Athena too when I first found out. And she was like, what? The laughter that came. And then I texted you with the screenshot. You called me immediately. You're like, bro.
And I'm like, please tell me you have someone to go with.
My God. Stop, of course. Like, I'm not going to subject you to that. I was only kidding. Plus, like, to be honest, having somebody like my cousin coming made it more of an experience that I could have imagined, because it's like, we grew up listening together. It means just as much to me as it does to her. Like, if I could give the same gift to her, and the fact that we can like scream the songs together.
Yeah, I would have been like,
you would have been looking at me like, can we go get some food? Can we go get a drink? Do you want me to take a picture of you outside? Like, but I will shout you out because you came and you got ready with us and you put up with Taylor playing the entire time that we were getting ready.
And I was like, can you play songs I know?
Didn't, yeah. And you know what? You did request that I post some songs from the concert that you would know. So I put up Love Story. I don't know if you saw. I did that one for you.
Yep. I figured. I was like, okay, I wanted you to post a lot more, but then I was like, you know what? She needs to enjoy it.
I didn't want to be one of those people. Like
I wanted to be like tapping every single
really, because I have a lot for you. But I will say, like, I was trying to fully enjoy the concert as well. So it was like, if there was a moment or a part of the show that I loved so much that I wanted to remember, I would take a certain amount of seconds, like a section of the set that she was doing, and then stop, and then I made sure for every song I was like immersed and singing and getting into the chorus and whatever. And then if there was like a part of the song, like if I wanted to remember that song, I would take a few, like half a minute or 40 seconds or not more than a minute of the song, and then stop recording. And then just fully enjoy the rest of the song so that I would save it and like have the memory. Cause Joanna and I have watched our videos over and over and over, like reliving the moment. So we really wanted to cherish that, but also be present.
Of course.
There was a girl next to me that was, and she was fucking sobbing the entire show. She was just, so you would have died.
I would have.
She was feeling it. And we were both emotional, but this girl was like definitely bawling the entire time. And she even FaceTimed like her baby and her husband and was like showing them the concert. But she quite literally watched the entire show through her phone, and I just wanted to throw it off the fucking ledge. I was like, girl,
she could watch that at home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, look who's in front of us. Like, chill. Like, come on.
I have a serious
She's
question.
She's probably seen it 30 times.
Did your phone die?
No.
Oh.
Shout out to Joanna for bringing a supercharged battery.
I was like, her phone's definitely gonna die. There's no way it's gonna last.
No, it didn't because it lasted because of this battery pack. Like, it was so heavy.
And you were very present,
but it
too.
was like days worth of charge. So we both like had 100% like the whole night.
Oh, good.
So it was amazing. We didn't have to worry about that. But I will just took my closing sentiments, like had a dream experience. I will remember it for the rest of my life. I am so very grateful for this opportunity. I know it's not taken lightly. I know a lot of people have tried for this, and it is something that is really not attainable for the average person. And you know what? If I didn't win, I wouldn't have gone. And, you know, it sucks. We do need to figure something out. But I will say, I will never forget this experience and doing it with my cousin. And I love you, Taylor. But the one thing I will say for anybody going to a concert like this was a sold out show, 61,000 people.
I believe it. Yeah.
And through the contest, I won Uber transportation. Listen to me very clearly. If you are going to Eras or any big show, do not, if you can help it, do not Uber. Like, when we had to leave the show, I was in absolute hell. I mean, we were on still such a high, so we were just like, whatever. Like, nothing was going to ruin our night, but like, it was essentially tens of thousands of people trying to Uber at the same time, and there's one rideshare lot. So we all had to go to that lot, and I don't know how it is at other shows, but specifically, like, asshole of the week is definitely Hard Rock Stadium, Miami Gardens, because their rideshare lot is almost 2 miles away from the stadium. You have all these young women who were just drinking, young children, young girls,
no fucking way,
walking at midnight 2 miles from the stadium to a fucking random ass lot in the middle of nowhere. And
why can't the Uber just pick you up wherever you go? Like, can't you just not walk there?
It's like, you know how when you go to like an airport or something and there's like an Uber pickup area? That was the lot. It's called lot 30. Go to lot 30. I'm like, this isn't East Jabib. Like, that's not a part of the stadium.
I told you to call me
where we were. I know you did. and you know what? Worst case, my boyfriend would have come.
Yeah.
But we were, and I was like communicating with him, but we were literally we were in this lot. We kept calling Ubers and they kept canceling. They kept canceling. And it would be getting closer. And then it would say and then we would get a new one and it would say 20 minutes. There were these people though that were so funny, these shuttles but they were golf carts.
Oh, yes.
Shout out to our boy Rich. He was driving us around in his golf cart and he was blasting Taylor. So we were just vibing. Like we were fine, but like there were young girls that were walking alone in these little glitter skirts. Like it's dangerous. We ended up looking at our maps and we found a Burger King like around like a mile and a half from where that lot was. So that because how are we going to find the Uber if tens of thousands of people are trying to find an Uber pulling up to the same
I'm sure
lot?
everyone just hop right
the
into
line was absurd of cars, and that's why the cars kept canceling. So we went to the Burger King that we found a mile and a half away, walked. I had blisters on my feet. My girl Joanna doesn't have pinky toes. You don't have a pinky toe in solidarity.
And I don't even have
you
a real
stubbed
excuse.
your toe on a couch.
I know. Fucking couch.
You probably did it
because
you're
couch
an
out
empath
all day.
You're an empath. So yeah. So we walked to this Burger King, and then there was all these Swifties in the Burger King. I'm like, oh, we all think alike.
Exactly.
And I messaged the Uber driver, and I said, sir, I need to get the fuck home. I was like, but I didn't say that. But I said, please do not cancel. I will tip you. I need to get home.
Yeah.
Everybody's canceling. And he said, okay, I got you. He came and picked us up, and we got home at like 2 a.m. And then my friend Cassidy, who drove, she literally got home around 12:15. She told me, like, that's the difference. We both were going back to Fort Lauderdale. So just imagine. And like neither of us thought anything, like whatever. If I knew, I would have just brought my car. Like in my head, I just went, oh, they're covering Ubers. Let me just take an Uber.
Yeah.
Like I would have rather, if I could have gotten a parking pass or even parked somewhere else, wherever, I would have done that if I had known. I didn't think like, oh, hello. Didn't hit me until we were walking out of the stadium and I was like, everybody's going to there. And then I was like, oh my God. But
all right, so concerts and Ubers, no,
don't do it. Don't do it. So let's talk a little bit about Love is Blind. I know we talked about Hannah and Nick on our, when we recapped it on that first week that we started watching the show. What do you think as things have progressed with the couple?
I mean, I still don't like Hannah. I still think she's a see you next Tuesday.
She's so mean.
But there's one scene, and I know I mentioned this to you, that freaking irked me, and I understood her frustration. So they're cooking together, and he's trying to, like, help her, which he was more useless, I would think, than helpful, and doesn't know where pasta is. She's like, boil the water, and then she's like, boil it to do I put it on medium? Do I put it on high?
She goes, heat it to a boil.
Yeah. And he's like, I don't understand. I'm like, I can't.
He didn't know how to make pasta, but he didn't know how to boil water.
Like, come on. Like, I was just like, okay. Like, and she was nicer than I would have been. And I was like, wow, this is the nicest I've ever seen her. And I was frustrated with him. I wanted to be like, get out, you useless mother effer.
I feel like he's really trying, though. Like, just, if you show him, then he'll know for next time. Like, you have to give him some grace. Like, she's just a bully through and through.
Yes.
It's really hard to watch. And he is actually, like, God bless him for never saying anything bad. Like, he doesn't lash out. He doesn't get mad. He doesn't match her energy and like snap back in any way. He's such a sweet. I'm like, you need somebody to give you a teddy bear and tuck you into bed. Like,
I just want to like hug him. I just want to be like, I'm so
like, that's
sorry.
not what you want to feel about a man.
I want to be like, you need a mother, not a girlfriend.
I know. And he has, no, he needs to let go of his mother.
No, I think
so
he's looking for a girlfriend that's like his mom.
I get her frustration. I think there's a different way to go about it. Everything he does, she has to rip him to shreds.
Oh, she rips him.
And I watched the latest ones where she had said to him, they were, what were they saying? They were talking about
bills. Was it the? She's like, are you gonna get off your parents' phone plan?
She hates everything about him. Anything, like, and she's like, when are you gonna get off of that? And then he was like, well, whenever. I'll let them pay until they don't want to pay. He's like, leave him alone. Like, that's something. Just
I would be like, can your family put me on too?
Yeah, like, come on. And they loved her. They loved her.
I don't know why, but yeah,
they were really. They didn't see all the other stuff.
Now I wonder. They should interview them. What do you think about her now?
I know I want to see like them watching it back. I would love to hear. But there was in one of the latest episodes, he kind of said to her, like, I feel like you talk to me kind of like, you're above me. And like, I would love to be like looked at as your equal.
Well,
and
I mean,
you know what she said back? She says, well, when you contribute equally, then I'll look at you as my equal. Like when you put because she literally is just like, you don't know how to do anything. But then she also goes overboard because she's like, I vacuum every single day. Bitch, okay.
She's
Twice a
very
week
bitchy.
is
She's very
okay.
bitchy.
Like, you
Yeah.
don't need to.
But I do kind of agree. Like, he's not going to be an equal to like the average woman that's around his age. You know, I feel like he's
he's behind.
He's behind. Yeah, like
mama's boy.
Yeah, he needs to be a little more independent.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care that you live at home. Like, kudos. I get it. It's expensive out in the streets. But I'm also like, there's things that you could be doing that, you know.
Yeah. And then there's the whole issue with there's the Tyler drama that's happening. So many sides of that story are ridiculous. Ashley got none of the truth, though.
I just feel
none
like
of those sides made their way to Ashley on air.
Regardless, though, I feel like he wasn't as honest as he should. Like, I don't like. Regardless of everything coming out, saying that you donated, like, there's nothing. I would be like, oh, that's great. Like, you know, that's nice of you. But the way everything unfolded is kind of his fault. How messy it was.
That's why she like kind of stuck around because first of all, there were so many opportunities to just say, hey, I did provide kids for somebody. I'm completely uninvolved. Like when they're talking about kids, when they're saying how they're going to name that, like they did a whole, like so many talks about family planning. You could have said it so very many times, but the fact that now it comes out later, she's processing, but she's still like, everything is good and whatever. And like, then you think, oh, it's a notable thing. Like this couple is a lesbian couple that he donated to and brought them a family that maybe they couldn't have done on their own. And that's a beautiful thing when you come around to think of like, okay, wow, he said it in a way, like he put God in there and he was like, God made me feel like maybe I have an opportunity to help somebody. I'm like, you motherfucker.
God would want you to be honest about it.
Like, yeah, like, come on. Like, that's beautiful if that were the truth. Like, of course, she's like, we're watching her and we're like, poor Ashley. But if you think about it, what she's given in the moment is okay. Like, she, in every other way, this man is wonderful. Maybe he was a little nervous to tell you, but he did a beautiful thing and he's completely uninvolved, telling her that the kids don't even know who he is or what he looks like. And then there's like 500 sides to the story. There's the wife's side of the friend who's like, we're not even together because I didn't know that she was bringing him around my kid and they were doing their own little family photos. There's when he was dating a girl, when he donated, he brought her to the baby shower and the girlfriend that he was dating didn't know that he was the father. Like,
see, my
so many
thing
things.
Is like, did he not expect this all to come out? That's why I think he is an a-hole, because I think like you knew this would come out. You just wanted to seem like a nice person for the show, like you were telling the truth. And if things came out, you did something nice. And so I think
how did you not know? How stupid can you be? How did you not know this is good? And I also think that about a lot of things that these people do. Like, if you're not feeling it, like find a way to excuse yourself and get out of it. Like, why would you torture your whole reputation on camera? Even Steven, that fucking loser. Why are you going to go sext all these girls? Just, you know what? Be like, you know what? I can't do this, blah, blah. Leave and then go fuck whoever you want to fuck. Why do you have to do it? I mean, why do men have to ever do that? But like, why? Like, even selfishly, what are you doing? Even when people are so in love with their person and then they go to the camera and they talk about their looks and they talk about shit.
The confessions. It's like, that's going to come out. Yes. Like when Hannah was saying she wasn't attracted, like he said he looked like this person. I'm like, okay, let's calm down, miss, you know.
Especially when it's like the couples that are like, we are going to get married or do get married and they love each other. Then later they're forced to sit. You know you're going to marry this person and you love them like that. You're going to sit there now on a couch and watch yourself bash how they look.
I'd be like,
are you stupid?
Please cut that out. Please cut that part.
Like, are you? No, clearly they didn't have a sense to even think of that because they wouldn't have said it.
I think production does try and like make, like they like the drama.
Yeah.
But I also think like, for example, like Nick, regardless of what they try to push on him, he never spoke bad. Never.
Once. And that's what kills me about their whole scenario. Because otherwise, like, yes, he's frustrating and whatever. But as like, he has a good heart.
He has a good heart.
He has a good heart. And you know what that reminds me of? Monica, I don't know if you got to this part with Steven, with the like biracial redhead guy. Yeah. She walked in, they're not together after that whole incident, to that like 20s part or whatever. What is that with the like flapper era stuff that they have on? It's like a gathering where everybody's coming together. I don't know if you got to, it's the latest dump of episodes. Basically,
I haven't watched this since the pod reveals.
So they drop more episodes
on TikTok.
You know how like after the couples are together in the real world for a while, then they bring in the people from the pods.
Yeah, so they meet everyone.
Never met. Like they bring those people back. So like this is like they had like a theme party.
Okay.
So they're all dressed up and they're all like whatever. Anyways, they walk in and like the couples who are together are all walking in together and some people are walking in single. So Monica obviously is not with Steven anymore after he was a sexting freak. And she walks in and sits at a table with everyone. And she's like, like, they're like, how are you doing? Whatever. She's like, honestly, like, I've sat with it and like, he's a good guy. She said, he's a good guy. Like,
he's just not
he
my
did
guy.
something, like, he messed up, but like, it's a lot, like, things that, but he's a good guy. Like, he means well, bitch.
Are
He
we
means
watching
well. He means that he wants to sleep with other bitches while he's with you. Like, what?
I feel like some people are just so nice.
I
And
was
she's
like,
one of those.
not just so nice, but stupid.
Well, stupid nice.
Not even nice. It's stupid for your damn self.
I mean, Nick
idiot.
was stupid too because Hannah's
said,
like a, so they're stupid nice.
She said he's stupid nice. She's just stupid. But she did say in her defense, she's like, I don't want to go back to him. She said, but how dare you? If that were like, I'd be like, fuck him. Good luck, whoever gets him next. She literally made so many references to him, like poking her all the time, like touching, like
yeah. Honestly, my updates have been through TikTok, so that's how I know what everyone is. That's how I know the scene with like Nick and Hannah. So that I felt like with that couple too, like he seemed like a pig. No offense. He seemed before that happened.
He said some shit. He was like, "Oh, the temptation next year when the show drops, everybody's gonna want to suck my dick." How can you say this to your soon-to-be wife and her friend?
What an ick!
Like an ick. What a fucking idiot, weirdo. Like,
I mean, for her to still even like
how A, you're thinking that, and B, you're saying it, and C, you're saying it on camera, and D, you're saying it to your soon-to-be wife and her friend. Like, what are you doing?
I don't even think he's anything special.
So that just shows me you're so stupid. Like, everybody's stupid. I'm done. That's the conclusion. We're done with it.
And then I also think, like, your family, you want them to see shit like that? I'm like confused. Yes. Do you not think about these things?
And she has called him out before. Like, she was catching on. You can just watch her coming to a realization, because before any of this stuff, she was like, you're into fetishes. Like, you're into kinky stuff. Like, and he's like, I was like, I just he's like, what do you mean? Shut the fuck up. You know what she means.
These shows really get me, but it's just
I know.
Do you think anyone's gonna last?
I do believe and hope that Garrett and Taylor last.
Okay, what do those people look like?
They're the scientists.
Oh, okay,
they're yes, beautiful. Yes. He's so into her. He's like, I will move across the country for you. They're so in tune. They communicate well. They're a healthy couple.
Okay.
I love them, and I think they do last because
1 out of the 20 worked out.
I've seen something. What?
1 out of the 20 couples.
I know, but you know what? I root for that because I want only healthy love to last.
Yes,
so
of course. Yeah, I mean, it kind of shows it does work. But if it's failing every single season, I'm gonna be like, I need to find something else. Love is clearly blind.
Yeah, but you also want the drama. Did you start Love is Blind Habibi?
Oh, is that what it's called? Love is Blind. So Love is clearly not blind. That's what I meant to say. I did start that one. It's interesting.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll get into it.
I like it because I feel like all their personalities are super strong. Like there's this one girl on it, and I'm just gonna talk about it like really quick. It's like the beginning where she's like saying, and she's like, "You sound like a fuckboy. No, thank you."
Good for her.
And he's like, "What?" He's like, "I'm walking out," and then she's like, "Bye."
Good for her. That's a woman who's lived and learned, and you know what? Good for her.
I was like, wow. But I started it, but I haven't finished it. But it was pretty good.
And if you want a book for this to train you, The Red Flags I Repeatedly Ignored, Love, Lust, and Lessons by Brianna McCabe, go for it. I want to watch that season for that girl because she sounds like a queen.
I was like, damn.
She sounds like she's not going to take anybody's shit because you know what? You can tell just by how a guy is trying to game you up.
Mm-hmm. And then some of the girls, I feel like, or even the guys, they like will take that like being like attacked like that and they just want to be on the show and they're like, oh, I like that. You talk to me that way?
Yeah.
Where she was like, skirt, and he was like, fuck you too. And I
was like,
okay.
That's funny as hell. That's really funny. Good for her. Can't wait to watch.
What? Okay, that scene was like, well, you have to watch that scene at least. It's like one of the first episodes. It's
yes. Okay. A little book news. Did you see that a color Kindle came out?
girl, I ran to Amazon so fast. I was like, I want a cute pink one.
Yeah.
And then I saw the price and I was like, skirt.
I don't know if the backs. I don't know if the backs of them are colored, but I think it's like the actual screen.
The back of them, they came out with back colors too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Do they have pink?
They do have a pink, but I still can't justify the prices. I think they came out with 3 different kinds. Another one that you write with, ones that are color on the back. Yeah. And then I guess
they have I saw that they have like, and also they have a color screen where like you would normally see the book covers in black and white.
Yes.
And now you see them in color.
Which isn't that important to me, honestly.
It's not that important to me, but what I think is like, when I heard about it, immediately wanted it. When I heard that it's basically $300, I'm like, this should just be an update, like a software update to your Kindle. Like it's 2024. Our book cover should be in color for free. Like, why do we need a new Kindle?
Maybe that's the hype, because I was here thinking that they came out with more colors for the back, because I think they've had those already.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh.
No, it's like the screen has colors.
I saw the price and was like, done.
You can highlight. You know how you highlight the copy? You can pick a highlighter color.
Yeah.
So that is like, the screens have color. Should that not be a thing already? Like, we're going to spend $300 for, well, it's $280, but plus tax.
Have you ever tried to trade in one? The trade in value is ridiculous. It's stupid. You get like, it's like, why?
Yeah.
So now you keep your old one.
You know what? If I get a color Kindle, my ass is waiting till Prime Day or Black Friday.
Girl, last Prime Day, I was so excited to buy a new one because I have a really, really old one. I think I have like a 2018 or something.
Yeah.
Or 2015. I have something really old.
Yeah.
They don't even make cases for mine anymore. And Prime Day, I was like, oh my God, and I was like, what, $10? It was like nothing. I was
really?
like, fuck that. Yeah.
I think I got mine around $150.
Maybe Black Friday would be good.
I wonder how that price actually compares, because
I think mine was like $119 or
I
something.
paid like $150, I think, for my Paperwhite. Honestly, rest in peace to all my Paperwhites, because I have a toxic trait with my Kindles. How many I've left on airplanes? It's bad. I'm probably on my 4th fucking Kindle. Yeah, and the one I have now is the one I gave my mom for Mother's Day, because I kept fucking leaving my Kindles in the little thing in the seat in the front, and it's so thin you don't see it. So when I'm checking, I didn't notice that I put in the seat in front of me. And well, think about it. I also am traveling with my little dog, and I have too many things. I'm a mom. I'm like, oh my God.
I would leave the dog.
My
before
poor
I leave
mom.
my Kindle.
I owe you a Kindle. I have gone through enough Kindles where she was like, just take mine. I was like, oh my God. And
yeah, I don't think you should buy a new Kindle then. Period. Just wait till you lose that one.
Well, then maybe it'll be a backup, so then I won't feel so bad. Oh. But I just can't lose the color one. Maybe I need to put like a little tracker on, like an Apple AirTag.
I was, you know, those Facebook groups we were part of. That's how I heard about the Kindle coming out. Like someone posted it, and I saw like all I saw was like a pink one. I was like, excited.
Well, that would be really exciting if it's like color screen.
But you still need
and
case
the pink
anyway,
on the back.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but like the fact that the color screen is nice. Do we need it? No. And I
can't
I
justify
hope
that
they
price.
never change. If you don't need a Kindle, no.
Yeah.
Maybe if I never had one, I would just get that one outright. But also, I would say, I hope they never change the reading experience of the screen. You know how people are like, oh, well, I'd rather read. I've seen people like in our book group say that they would rather read on like a tablet or an iPad or a device that like has more things, like so that they can, you know, also like justify that they're paying so much for like this device because you can use the internet or other apps. And I'm like,
you have a
phone. No, exactly. You not only do you have a phone, the screen is different. There's no like blue light on a Kindle. Yeah. When you read a Kindle, it's a flat screen. The image is totally different. It's as if you're looking at a book. It's not going to give you any sort of like eye strain. So that's most important to me. I love how when I'm reading my Kindle, it literally looks like I'm reading it off a page. It's not a screen the way my phone or my tablet is or my computer. I get enough screen time working and doing our pod. And like the fact that you can read a Kindle without getting eye strain is like the most important thing to me. So I don't know how the color would change any of that, but I even have mine inverted. Like I have mine with in dark mode where it's like black so that I get like no color.
Yeah, mine is super. It's not that high and light at all. But what I would like, and they may already have this for the Kindle version, like one of the expensive ones.
Yeah.
But I like audios too. So it'd be nice if I didn't have to use my phone and drain the battery, if I could just do audio or choose to read and it picks up where I left off from reading and audio.
Yes.
Like that would be amazing.
Yes. If you want to make a new Kindle, put Audible on the Kindle.
But only
and then we'll pay that money.
Yes.
But to just give us a color, on the front.
Should we cut this
the
and
book,
create it ourselves?
Yes, let's cut it. Nobody listen. Don't listen. Like literally though, how can you not put? Once again, we have no idea how. We are not tech
we're
people.
not tech people.
But I'm just saying, like, oh, you're gonna give us a color highlighter and a book cover? Fucking put something we want. Put Audible on that shit.
Or like if
we should be able to click what mode.
Or if exactly. Like if it reads it, like I'm like, okay, finish this chapter. It will read it off the Kindle.
Oh
while I'm getting ready.
Yeah.
You know, and then I could switch back to just reading.
You could just do it on the page.
Yes.
Done.
Kindle, you're fucking up.
We're done here. Our work is done. We're retiring. We're going to blow up. Let's go. Call us. Okay. Should we leave? Let's get into our book.
Yeah, we might as well
There's nothing better to say about that. I mean, we've solved the issue.
Okay, so I've obviously read the whole book, but like, what are you thinking so far?
Okay, so we read chapters 8 through 14 this week. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have been loving this book. Last week when we finished recording, I like to wait to read until it's closer to recording day so it's fresh in my mind, but I immediately started reading because I was like, oh my God, I want to know.
I love that.
So I was like really happy that I felt that way. Like I feel like we're very in tune with things that we like in styles of writing. Even though our genres are different, we always like kind of overlap in like the things we really love.
That we know is good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome. I was dead when she slept with Sal. I was shipping it. I was loving it.
I love
she's
Sal.
She's a bad bitch who she went and she found Mackenzie. She saw her at the
coffee
shop.
Mm-hmm.
She we got to know more about like her Mackenzie.
And her intentions?
Yeah. I was like, you are scummy. You know that he has a wife. You're preying on him. Mm-hmm. She started to catch feelings towards the end, but like, go fuck yourself. Like, you know what you're doing, bitch. Mm-hmm. And so I don't feel bad for her at all. He's like, doesn't even want her. Yeah. But I definitely was. So everything was going great for me until the hitman situation. We can talk about also the fact, like a little bit more, like her and Sal, like I was really shipping it when they slept together.
Yeah. He like loves her. You could tell.
It's like this deep love and connection and respect. And I love that how she said there was one line about feeling safe. Mm-hmm. And she was just saying like, isn't the person you love supposed to be like the person you feel safest with? Like she loves Sal, but she's not like in love, passion love.
I mean, she's ready to kill off Derek's mistress.
Yeah. And she had like such strong feelings for Derek, but Sal feels that way for her. Mm-hmm. So it's, it's really conflicting. And I just want her to love Sal that same way because of their depth together and
how they got together.
They have each other's backs.
She was there for him with his whole dad abuse thing and, dad dying. So I loved them. So I'm like, what the fuck do you see in Derek? He's such a loser.
And then it was crazy how it happened, how she said like they would break up sometimes and then get back together and this and that. And they broke up and she went off, found Derek. And like she came back and he thought it was just another Tuesday. Like he wanted her back. And she's like, I met someone. He's like, what the fuck? Yeah. And I was like, that is a crazy story. And it's sad. And I feel for him, really, I do. Mm-hmm. And then they sleep together, whatever, and then he looks at her, he's like, but seriously, if you do want anything handled, like I got you, just say the word. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, I don't know if I like where this is going.
Oh, I was all for it. I was like, yeah. But I was like, kill your husband. Why do you want to kill the mistress?
I was very upset when I found out that she meant she wanted Mackenzie.
But after we found out that Mackenzie like knew who she was when she walked into the coffee shop, I was like, you know what? Kill that bitch too.
Yeah, it's a little more excusable when Kenzie's intentions are not pure and she knows everything, but really it's not the woman. And I was mad. She owes
her nothing.
I would feel way better. I didn't want it to, because I want to root for Marin. I want to root for her the whole way through. And I know she's going through a lot. She doesn't have her son, like all of these things. And like, it's like also eats her alive that it's her fault. And like, she kind of probably blames herself for the marriage falling apart and whatever else, even though we learned that he had cheated in the past.
I feel bad that she blames herself because she, if anything, like he should be there for her because she feels the worst. She was there when he should be like, cheating should be the last thing on his mind.
100%. I know. It's really sad. I fucking hate him. But it's like I just loved her and I wanted to like hug her and I felt for her. And so then when she went this path, I was like, I like you less because you're like, and not only taking out a hit, but taking out a hit on a 24-year-old girl who's being an idiot. Like,
stupid. She works at a
come
coffee
on,
shop.
go
Yeah,
get rid of your husband. And
girl.
she's like, the father of my son, shut the fuck up. He wasn't there for you when you were scrambling and trying to find him and he didn't want to come. And then you're like in this chaotic mall, like waiting for him and he's like going to get his food. Like, shut the fuck up, bitch.
Yeah, like Mackenzie's like, you know, she's young. She like doesn't even have her life figured out. She's literally using your husband for a sugar daddy.
Yeah, like she's broke and she's desperate and she's 24. I mean, she should know better for sure. But she's not the person to blame in the scenario.
Okay, so it ends with her deleting the app, telling the investigator to stop looking into the affair. So what do you think? Any other new guesses on what's going to happen?
I was a little bit suspicious, actually. So last week I kind of said like maybe Derek did something. Then I started to like think different avenues. At first I was like, before we got deeper into Kenzie, I was like, is she in love with Derek and she took the kid away? Then I started to think something was up with like the whole dynamic with Sal and his mom.
How close they are.
And how much she like wanted things to work out for her son. And is this kid with Derek coming in between Marin being with Sal?
Think Mama Dukes took her?
I don't know.
I mean, took him?
Maybe Sal had something to do with it.
Poor Lorna. She ain't do nothing, that poor lady.
Okay. Well, maybe Sal did. Maybe Sal, he sounds like he knows the right people to do the right things. Like he has the plugs. Like he does have the plugs. He's like, I got a hitman on my left and on my right, and I killed my daddy, and I got away with all of it.
My thing with that is like I'm like, if you love someone so much, you take away the one thing that matters most.
Like that would be. But now you're getting her vulnerable and you're breaking up the marriage. And how will she know? And she's still trying to figure out how they like what he did for him. So we don't know what Julian did for him. So
that he's like
he's like one of those. I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't. I if it turns out that Marin is like hiding her kid somewhere random from Derek, I'm gonna throw the book away.
Derek don't even care. That man's freaking out doing his own thing.
I know he really doesn't care.
I fucking hate Derek. Wait till the end. I want to.
You know what it is, that there's a part 2, and the housemaid has trained me that everything is not as it seems. So then I was like, oh no, what do these parts mean? Like, is everything gonna be different as soon as we start part 2?
I just know I hate Derek.
Can I ask? Were you shocked at the ending of this book?
I cried like a baby.
Did you kind of guess it?
I read it all in like one sitting.
Okay.
So like I didn't even have time to think about it.
Yeah.
You know,
were you shocked?
I was shocked.
Okay.
I was super shocked. But I feel like if I took breaks, like how kind of like what you're doing, maybe I would have put 2 and 2 together. But
is anything I've said in any of the episodes anywhere close?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Okay. I think
we'll go somewhere with something. We'll look back.
But either way, the ending is just like I'm fucking like I was just I was like, no.
Yeah. Oh no. Fuck. God damn it. If Sebastian is dead, I'm going to boycott Little Secrets by Jennifer Hillier.
It's like it's so sad, but then you're like
I also feel like I think this. Okay, I'm gonna predict the ending. Okay. I forgot that I meant to write this down, and I just remembered.
Okay, go.
This is not going to make me happy, Jennifer Hillier. It's not. It's not going to do it for me.
She got a sick mind. I love her.
No, I'm going to tell you right now. If this is how you solve this book, I'm not going to be happy.
Okay, go.
If Sebastian is dead, but then at the end, Marin is pregnant with Sal's baby or something like that. She's pregnant. Oh, there's another baby coming from something. And then, no, fucking Sebastian is the one I care about. I don't care about no new friends. I want Sebastian alive. Jennifer Hillier, if Sebastian's not alive at the end of Little Secrets, I'm not giving you 5 stars.
I just remember thinking whether that kid's alive or not, he's going to be all fucked up.
No, but you don't know. Maybe he's hiding and like family visits him and feeds him.
Family?
I don't know.
Derek and Mackenzie are playing a house with him?
I don't know. Leave me alone. I want him to be alive.
I cried so bad.
Please let her find him. No new baby. Like, I just want Sebastian.
We find out everything.
I'm going to end this episode.
We find out everything.
Oh, that's good. I love a book that doesn't.
Yeah, there's no loop. Like, everything's connected.
Yeah.
But either way, I was still like bawling. Like, I was just like, please don't. Please
don't.
No.
I'm going to end the episode.
I just want to know if you cry too, like I cried.
I'm going to cry. You know
It's
me.
So,
Okay, so for next week, we're reading part 2. Let's end this episode so I can start reading part 2.
All right.
Okay,
fine.
It's going to be chapters 15 through 20 is in part 2. And that's it. Yeah. We'll see you next week.
If you're following us on... You guys
Every
know
time
how much I suck at this.
we want to do socials, Amanda loses her fucking mind.
It's like the one part I have to do every week, and I freaking suck.
Yeah, but it's only been recently. Like, all of a sudden, it's your turn to do
You know what it is? I tell myself, don't fuck up this time. What do I do?
Yeah. You know what's so funny? I was in therapy once, and I was like, when I get nervous, like, in my head, like, it'll be like, we'll have something to talk about, or we'll go on stage, or we'll do something. And I'm like, don't forget this. Don't forget this. Like, don't blink. And then I'll start to blink. And I'm like, fuck, it's like I'm warning myself. Yep. And she goes, oh, do you have a sabotage voice? She said that to me. And I was like, no. And I was like, is she trying to tell me I have fucking voices in my head and I'm crazy and I need to be medicated? As soon as she said, she said, is it like a sabotage voice? And I was like, no. I was like, what the fuck? And then I'm like Googling sabotage
I got this.
voice.
If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe. We're also on TikTok and Instagram at Book Please Podcast. We also have a Facebook group called Book Please -Booklets.
Catch us there.
Bye.